Hi guys, I am ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of News Tower. So a few things happened in the last episode. We got things moving um, on the leaning of the paper. So we kind of looked at this where we can now go moderate or informational, left or right. So that's pretty cool. We have a few things here. Learn about readers' interests. So if we go here, yeah, it's effectively showing us this thing. Okay, so it's paying close attention, and we need to stack them so that we can unlock the perks, right? That's something that I learned a little bit too late in the last playthrough. The longer you print on the same side in a row, the more interest will be revealed over time. So I guess that's what we're saying. However, printing on a different side will set you back one edition. One edition? Interesting. Weighing your options and deciding whether switching your newspaper's identity is worth it is worth it is a skill owned by the finest publishers. Okay, that's cool. So we've got that sorted out. Now the next one, the chalkboard. What is the chalkboard? This represents the reader's perception of your newspaper. It moves around depending on the arrows on certain articles you place. Fine, we'll know that. This week you can decide on what kind of newspaper you want to be. Okay. Don't worry, you can always change the public perception later. Beautiful. Placing articles. Only articles that are placed within slots that are marked with the arrows count towards the perception of your newspaper. They are found on the front page and on every large spot. Place your articles strategically. So the question would be whether we're printing significantly informational, right? What do we need to print? Print crime the most, and then we've got a bunch of other stuff that we need to be printing. So from my perspective, if we start by throwing in some of this old news here, right, that's running us into, well, that's pretty good. Plus, it's leaning us informational at the moment, right? So if we add maybe, let's just start with all the old stuff, right? That's going to lose anyway, right? That's running us significantly towards crime, which we do want to print the most of, right? So that's running a lot of crime. It's quite informational, so that's good. And we're pretty good on our sales, right? So I'm going to leave that as kind of our template front page at the moment, because it's a lot of old news that we would like to see printed before we lose it, because there's some good value in there and lots of sales associated with just this page. And then obviously we can still lean in a certain direction, but I think we're pretty good at this stage. The other two pages we're going to look at maybe printing more ads in there and seeing how that goes. But anyway, let's get back to the game. Now, what are we seeing here? We've got lots of ads available. We want to be starting off with the crime ads. Oh, this part requires an illustrator, which you haven't unlocked yet. Okay. Although optional, doing these kind of stories really enhance the newspaper. Proceed to see where you can unlock the illustrator. Okay, we'll the illustrator is way out of our way, right? So we've got tons of room, like 1, 2, 3 before we can get there. So that's not going to necessarily help us out at all. Oh, man, come on. Fine, that's the illustrator. Good, fine. See it. Okay, the other one, hang on. Back to ads. The other ad, this one, also needs an illustrator. Okay, so I guess what we're doing is we'll run this ad, but we'll only do the first side of it. We'll do the other crime ad, and then we'll do some other ads as well. Okay, now let's have a quick look. Do we have anybody really good here? There's a lucky reporter, Pam. If we have a quick look at our staff board, right, we are lowest on crime, society, and politics. If we go, what does Pam do? Politics and society and sport. I think Pam is not a bad addition to the team, right? Just because Pam is also lucky. I like my lucky reporters. We can add them an extra skill, but lucky is a good starting point. And actually, the question is, should we potentially look to drop one? But I mean, they're already all pretty good, right? They've all been. I can't drop a crime reporter. I just can't. We just need. I can't drop a crime reporter. That's already reasonably good. Actually, This might not be too bad. This is... But Stella is lucky too, right? And Michael is lucky. And... Who's this? Anyway. I think for the time being, let's just add an extra reporter's desk. What is this? Oh, the security booth. This might be a little problematic. So for now, I'm going to grab the security booth. Hang on. If we just move this stuff over a tad, put the security booth in there, grab ourselves a security guard. What is this guy? Yes, I like this. This is cool. Gina, you're the one for us, right? I don't mind. This is a great trade. The security guard is going to be the clown that's going to keep everybody nice and happy. So now at least we have security involved. And the other thing that I was thinking... Oh, security is in there now. So then the other one we wanted to do was get another reporter's desk. So we'll grab yet another reporter's desk over here. And this time around, we're going to get Pam to join that team there. So Pam, can we buff you a little bit with a few things? No. Over here, we want to buff Pam's stuff. Give you one of those, not one of those, not one of those. You want one of these? No. You want an entertainment poster? No. What are you after, Pam? Society. So I'll give you that one, right? Give you some boxing gloves as well, right? And I guess that's buffing... Oh, politics. What do we have for politics? We don't have any... Oh, the election map, of course. There we go. Buff it, Pam. So now Pam should be pretty well buffed. I mean, look at that society buff over there. Pam, you're a society brilliant. Okay, now, let's... We've got a lot of influence, but we're not necessarily going to jump straight into it, right? So let's just see what other stories we have to pick up on. So we've got a sports story here that's got some good value for us. So let's maybe run through that. We'll go with Madeline to see if we can unlock it straight away. Unfortunately, that trick just does not want to work. Move things through a little bit here. Okay, there's another story for us to have a look at. Ah, this looks good. I'm going to do that. If we had someone to do that. It's a bit of a... Ooh, the other one is actively underway, right? And then this one is also actively... This story file can influence the perception of the newspaper. Yeah, fair enough. Understand. Place it strategically. Fine. Yeah, that's another piece that we can potentially leave for next week, to be honest. Gonna do that. And now we've got some more stories we can start running. So let's go in here. This is the 3-part story. Let's go back. Did we have someone that can run this? Yes, Diego is available. So let's get Diego in there to make a start on that story. And then before we move him into something else. So over here, we don't necessarily need that. Debbie O'Neill has got no fancy skills for us. And that's my worry. Society-wise. So Debbie, you'll pick up on society. Get us a quality ad there. We'll get Gertrude over here and we'll get Francis over there. That's going to be a pretty nice little story, right? Let's just move that through pretty quickly. Yeah, so let's hang on before we do this. How are you looking? You're not in good shape. You're not going to do that story. You're still needing to rest. I need to get rid of Nick. I'm very worried about Nick. So let me find someone that could potentially deal with so Nick is... So what's Nick's skills like, right? Nick has got a 2 assembling, but Nick is constantly losing concentration. So we want someone that does not lose concentration. We want someone that is in assembling, all right? So let's see. Assembling. Motivator. Employees in the same room that share the same skill get 10% of the employee's experience. Now, that's a very good trait, I think. But it's not very good on the assembling side of things. But I'm already more... it doesn't seem to be dealing with the resilience. So let's forget about this and go to the next one. Oh, what is this? Highlander. The higher workplace, the faster work. 3% speed increase per floor capped at a maximum of 50%. So not great for our current playthrough, but it's already got the extra skills, so it's kind of aligned to Nick, right? And he will in the future be pretty good for us, right? So I'm thinking we'll get him in play, and then we'll run one more to see if there's anybody better. Big eater, nutrition stat decreases more slowly. I don't think any of the others is really worth our attention, so we'll stop it there. Unfortunately, Nick, I'm going to fire you. We go in here, Nick. Because Nick is constantly having issues, right? Nick, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to let you go. Yeah, and then what we'll do here is we will assign Mike to that one there, and hopefully Mike's skill set will come in play pretty quickly. Okay, so making a move there, yeah, hitting the finance button instead of my other keys. Okay, so that's good. Okay, what's the deal? Okay, that's fine. Now let's see here. So that's the next sports item. I guess it doesn't really matter. We want to try and upskill people. Michael needs a glove, right? At least a glove. Fine, let's go there instead. All of these are underway. Right, Michael needs a glove, right? So let's just grab a quick glove here. Yeah, Michael, we need you to get a glove there. Okay, another story is available. Let's pop in. It's an economy story here with some crime components, which is always good. And so no one can deal with that because we don't have any crime writers ready to go. There's an ad here that can go here to be worked on. Okay, keep going. I need to remember to do the extra ads, right? So we can't actually do this. We don't have an illustrator. So let's get the extra crime ad in place here, and we'll slowly just make our way through all of the ads, basically, is the plan, right? Let's speed things along a little bit here. We'll do this. We'll move that one over. We'll micromanage just a tad here. Now, do we have someone that can pick up on crime? Yes, Madeline, you can make a start there for us. Thank you. There's another item for us to go in on. Okay, so yes, well, let's Mildred, you can go and grab that. Then we'll have to pay a bit of a bribe there and go from there. Now, paper-wise, we have paper, but not enough. So let's get a big stack of paper to come in, please. We at least have security, but we need to be heading into other directions as well. See who is least busy. Yeah, you can grab one. And then I'm guessing you should grab one. Okay, keep going. Spin through. Oh, there's another. Why did the chicken cross the road? So our security guard is a bit of a clown, which we knew, of course. And I will do the last item here. Let's just get Francis out there to go and do that item. How are we doing on these? We are still waiting on a few items there that we need to pick up on. We do need to be a little bit more cautious about it. What's going on here? Yeah, unfortunately, we can't do anything about that, right? We don't have an illustrator. Now, what are we looking for? So this isn't necessarily what we're after, but we can maybe do that. That unlocks it straight away, and we can get Debbie out there. We can do them pretty quickly. That is the plan. Okay, so now this is done. So let's see, where does this ad need to go? We'll just go all the way out there, right? And then we'll need to get working on the next ad. Okay, Bobby Jones announces retirement. Okay, so Bobby Jones, the legendary golfer, says he's ready to retire. His retirement comes after he won the Grand Slam this year. Guess winning everything can get tiring after all. Okay, so now it means that we've got a bit of a sporting story that we need to pay a little bit of attention to. Luckily, we've got 3 lucky reporters that can all jump into the fray and get the sports story progressed as quickly as possible. Over here, we've got some crime and stuff that we can deal with. So I guess Diego can head out this way. And then we've got some other items here that we can probably grab. So let's see. Still don't quite know if there's any option apart from just giving more money to unlock some stuff here. But that's opening it up. And now we've got an extra item here. So I guess we're going to wait for Mildred to get that item in there so that we can get that going. So Mildred needs to go to that story. Over here we are waiting on an economy writer, which we have no one available. Madeline is not economy though. Mildred is almost back, but yeah, we have no economy people ready. Mildred. Yeah, here's Mildred. Where are we going? You are going in here. Okay. And so, Mildred, can you please go out and do this one for us? Hopefully we're lucky enough. Mildred is pretty lucky. Good, we're lucky. We got away with it. Excellent. So it's a pretty good story there on the way. And then we're still waiting on someone from economy side of things, right? Okay, there's a bit of a paper trail here. Move it all the way that way. Get cracking. Micromanaging these things. Where should you be going? You'll go in there. Thank you. Now, we'll double check whether that might have opened up an economy slot. It does not. So, we just need to keep on moving. Okay, people are arriving. So, let's see. What can we do? We go one here and one there. And then this slug goes over here. And there's no other slugs available. Okay, fine. Now, do we have someone that we can send out from an economy perspective? Yes, we do. We'll get Gertrude out there to go and do that story. This should all... No, this should all be done. Oh, almost done. Still underway. Speed it. Let's just do that. So another ad ready to go. So let's do the last one here. Get all of the ads through. We'll ultimately not do the secondary items because we don't have what we need. Okay, here we need to... Okay, what are we looking at here? We're still waiting on a gruesome story for crime. So I guess we will get Diego out there to go and grab the gruesome piece for us. And that gives us everything we need in the blocks, right? These guys are super duper busy, right? Give you one here, give you one there, and give you another one there, really. Okay, we need to keep a little bit of an eye on these people to see that they are, in fact, keeping their concentration nice and high. They're all pretty good. Okay, excellent. That is looking awesome. Keep going. How many stories still left? 8 stories left. You really don't need all the stories to get the strategy going. When are you heading? Guess you're heading out over this way, really? No, we'll go there. Another story ready to go. Another crime piece. Are we looking for something else? Not really, but it's good to get the extra crime, I think. So let's just grab... Well, we need multiple people, so let's just do that. Get that one going. Our topic this week is... sports stories. Okay, so let's move in these guys. One here and one there. Wow, lots of stuff waiting. Only one sports story? Okay, well, can we maybe move our attention over to sports stories instead so we can at least use the hot topic? Let's grab that. Okay, speed it. Now, let's move some stuff over again. They're all pretty close to getting done. Let's go this one. Yeah, we'll just do it manually for now. Oh, we've got the story over here that needs to be moving in as well. Go that one over there. Yes, here comes the sports stories. Anybody really? Francis, go and grab that. Get yourself up to speed with it. Okay, more sports stories. Yes, good. We have to bribe for this one. We will do a bit of that, I think. That's fine. Our best reporter. Let's get Michael out there. Get a bit of sport going on there for Michael. Okay, all of that's moving. How much paper do we have here? That's enough paper. For some reason, the paper's just been moved wherever. 400, I think, is enough. But let's grab an extra delivery of paper just in case. Okay, now let's micromanage this into the slots where they would be most appreciated. Really stacking up, huh? Wouldn't mind our tab setters being a little bit quicker. We should buff them if we can. Let's go with the paper in here. Don't have need to load everything into the thing. Where is this person? Bathroom on the 2nd floor. Why? Guess over here then. More stories, more sports stories. So let's get that one going. Ah, someone lucky for this one. Stella, go and do it. Hopefully you're lucky enough. Ooh, one mobster. One mobster, one security guard. Hopefully that is exactly the kind of stuff that we're after, right? Anyone order pizza? No, only a mobster. Okay, so this is done. Move that over to... Oh, no one's even working here. Okay, another story ready. Okay, now we're heading into the economy again. Ooh, influence points. I'm heading that way. Gertrude, let's see. Can you unlock it? No. Excellent. That was a good move. How are we doing? I'm going to go there. I'm going to move the slug over this way. As soon as you stop stressing out, we should be able to keep going. More stories. Let's have a look. This time entertainment. Yeah, we can do that. Let's do that. Getting stories ready for the next iteration. Okay, so let's move on over here. You go there. You go there. That's fine. And then you go over here. Excellent. Now, everybody still seems pretty concentrating. Guess you're going in there. How's the concentration looking like? 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, and 100. Okay, that's good. That's still looking pretty reasonable. Oh, something is saying it needs an extra piece of work. Okay, here. Francis and Debbie. So this is good because that actually gives us influence directly from the paper, and we can use the multipliers at the same time, which is super valuable if you're playing it strategically and correctly. Really trying to maximize both the money and the influence side of things this time around. So this guy is gonna go in here, I think, right? A little bit quicker on this side, especially now. So let's have a quick look to see. We don't necessarily have to put a rush. Huh? Let's just have a look. Oh, that story is already in the paper. That's why. So if we have a look. So this guy, are we ready with it? We are. This guy, are we ready with it? Yes, we are. This guy, are we ready with it? Yes, we are. So we've got everything sorted. We don't really have to worry too much about it. Maybe if we've got our leaning one way or the other way that we need a little bit of help on, that's something that could be of use. No, no, no. Go back. Do your job. Let me do the handling. Okay, there's another piece of a story that is ready. I guess Gertrude, you can jump in and grab that for us. And then this is underway still. And do we have any extras? One more story coming, which is fine. Get it done. We'll have it ready for next week. But I'm really actively doing less stories this time around because I guess it's giving us a little bit more to go on, really. We're getting more value out of the stories that we're actively running, right? Plus, we're doing lots and lots of ads so that we can get more money. In the last round, I printed almost no ads, and many newspapers went without any ads because I just felt like I needed to chase those numbers, really. And I guess that is where it's a little bit different this time around. Okay, this is still a good story. We can pick that one up over here. Madeline, go and grab it. Excellent. Very good. We will be, yeah, let me move some of these things over myself so that we can get going. We're rolling the presses. We should still get a few more stories ready. Okay, so we'll move that one over here. Coming in. Yeah, over there. A little bit slow going. Oh, concentration is starting to drop a little bit due to requiring a bathroom break. So I guess you will have to, we'll have to give you a bit of a breather. You can go there. This story can head in that way. And then this story, ooh, can head over this way. And I guess now what we need to do is take your story and move it that way. Because you're losing concentration, Mr. Maltese. Can't be getting into that, really. Can you just go to the bathroom quickly while you're at it? You decided no, you don't want to? Interesting. I don't think we're going to get any more stories done. Let's move you here. See what's the concentration like. Pretty good. You had a... Yeah, you're dipping, so you're not getting anything, right? That's why we're micromanaging this situation. I do wonder, can we add some stuff here, right? Let's try. How can we deal with concentration? What is it after? It's after maybe prestige. No, not... prestige is still locked. Okay, we will need to get a little bit of prestige going. What's the issue here? Vista view, secure, confidence. But what's the issue? Why is that? That's fine. I understand that, right? We're not going to get those items. We'll print without it, right? We can print without it, right? Let's just go here. Give me that ad. If we go here, right? It's all good, right? We'll print it just as is. Fine. More stories coming in. I don't want you to drop them off over there. We'd rather go with this. And then over here, give me this slug. We're moving these slugs over this way. How's this going? Still dropping. Concentration is still dropping over there. Go to the bathroom, buddy. Okay. Okay, good. Now let's see. Cancel, cancel, cancel. Are you sure you want to, you don't want to print this week? Cancel. Fine. Okay, so now we have to print, right? So we've got everything we need. We just need to make sure we're popping them all in. So we're wanting to go informational at least for a couple of times to unlock some perks here. We want to print obviously the most of this, right? So if we have a look at what we need, so we don't need to worry about that, but we do want to have a look at this. Is there potentially stuff here? Well, these will disappear if we don't print them, right? Oh, we didn't actually get all of our sports stories across the line. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. What we'll need to do. So what I want to do is run ads, right? So let's run that ad. And let's run... Does this count towards it? It does, in fact, count towards it. Right, so let's run those ads. Then let's run a little bit of sporting stuff if we can. Oh, hang on. Forget about that first. Let's just get these items in play first. Okay, so we want this one. And we want that one. Okay. And we want here, we want the heartbreak. Get the heartbreak story in place. What did we say we wanted? 150? Anyway, we'll need at least one more story. Is there any old news stories that's... I guess something like that, really. 163,000. Yeah, I think 160 was our target, right? So 163... feels about right to me. Plus we're running 2 ads. Oh, hang on, we can run more ads actually, even though... oh yeah, forget about that. Forget about that. Ads are gonna be way more worth it to us if we're getting enough, though. We need this one, we need that one, we need this one. We've got the ads. We don't necessarily need these, but this is kind of where our sales are sitting at the moment. Is there any other investigative items? So, but that's not... What are the old items with yeah. I don't think any of this is really super duper worth it. I think that's enough, right? 156,000. I think that's enough. Let's lean into it as is. We're not running any sports stories, unfortunately, but next week around we're gonna be... oh, and we're only focused on crime yet again, so we're not gonna do that many ads though. Okay, but at least that's a reasonable number of ads that we're running. So the question is, yeah, so we're starting to lose out a little bit on it. We'll run this one this way and see. That's going to give us a lot of influence. That is adding to it. So next time around, we're going to have crime as the hot topic. Right, so we're aware next time around we've got lots of crime. So how much crime do we actually have available next week? We already have a ton of crime ready to go. There'll be more crime stories that we'll be focused on. Unfortunately, we're not running any sports. And so the question is, do we potentially drop out one of these and put at least a sports story in place? Look at these sports stories. Like if we did something like that, for instance, right? That doesn't really help us out. Doesn't do much for us, right? Let's just go back with that sports story again. I just want to test it. So 156,500 takes us to 159,000. So I guess that still keeps us going a little bit more. So I'm quite comfortable with this. I think that number is sufficient for us. 156,500. So we'll get the influence, we'll max out the money that we're getting, and that's the plan, really. So let's make a start, let's print it, let's see what that looks like for us. First informational newspaper. 156, yeah, that is a record sale, so now we can go to 160 next time. We've got to stop focusing solely on symptoms of crime and start caring about the causes as well. Rhetoric is cheap. Evidence comes more clearly. Okay, so that's pretty good. Record sales and a district. No hidden agenda influence, but a lot of extra cash based on the ad revenue, which is pretty good. So now our numbers are looking good. We can also almost start looking at an extra floor, and we've unlocked this one. This gets us a little bit closer. Excellent. So guess that means we're getting a hot topic next time. You pull in some serious weight with those headlines. keep that ink punching, publisher. Good. Okay, we've gone informational. Aha, here we go. Now the calendar is coming. Welcome to the monthly calendar event. Okay, so this calendar will trigger events based on the perception of the newspaper. Since we've reached the end of the year, we'll take a look at the calendar for next year instead. You will always be able to preview the calendar of the next year at the end of each year. It's always great to know what's coming next. The lens follows the perception pointer. Any events under this lens will happen. Don't worry, events trigger starting next month. Some events can be quite lucrative. They might give you something to build, a juicy trait, or sometimes even give you money or influence. Okay, but be careful. Some events might hurt your business. For example, a chance of triggering a risk. Click an event to show more details if you're unsure what it will do. It seems we have competition. Rivaling newspapers are also perceived a certain way next week. Printing newspapers similar in perception to theirs is risky and you will lose sales to them. Okay, so this unlocks a random object and this loses us, wow, 20% of our sales because we're printing informational in the same way. So I guess the ideal slot for us is that one over there. It's going to be informational. We want to continue running informational to get the perks, but we want to try and activate the reward. So we're going to try and grab that slot right over there. We at least opened up some reasonable crime advertisements and we're making a reasonable cash amounts. Ooh, spend a bit more on the people. And now people are starting to skill up, which I am pretty happy to see. Excellent. So let's have a quick look. Europe Radio Tower. So if we go here, so let's see, needs to be printed. Welcome to New York City Council Publisher, the beating heart of the city and the bane of my existence. You know, people talk about me like I'm some kind of Tamami Hall puppet. That the only reason for being in this seat is because of my Irish friends. Well, to be honest, they're right. But I ain't a puppet. I just spoke to John Curry, and they're still having doubts about my position. Let's lay low on gossip and dirt this week, publisher. Censorship is what I want, but let's not use that word. Okay, so we need to print 2 censorship items, and we cannot print dirt or gossip, and we'll get a lot of influence for doing that. So I guess we'll accept that because that's our journey. Go to the chief of police. Whoa, this ain't the funny pages, it's a precinct. Come back when your paper's got a little bit more spine and a little less gossip. Okay, fine. That's okay. So we'll continue in that way. We've got the police station here. We want to make our way to 2 different places. So I'm going to go here first so we can get to the courthouse and get the lawyer. We've already got all of that in place. This isn't something where we're looking to not print, right? Dirt and gossip is this. None of this is dirt and gossip. We will select that district and go there so we can get over that way. And then we'll make our way over here to get illustrations at the graphic workshop. So that's kind of the plan as we see. We might start looking at spending some more influence, but we'll do that in the next episode. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, and the hot topic this week is... Okay, hang on. Let's have a look. Is this week's hot topic... What? Bombshell? What? Pause it there. It's not crime. Bombshell? Hang on. We'll get back to it. I'll see you in the next episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.